coast to coast, it's your hosts, the Lombardi Leap and Mersey FB. This is Beyond the Frozen Tundra.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, the Lombardi Leap, here with Mersey FB. Let's talk Packers football. Back to the Bears. I feel like we just did this episode.
Yeah, this one's slightly different, though. Slightly different. Only a couple things have happened in between the last time we played them.
Yeah, we played the Denver Broncos, and before that, we played the Bears. I mean, Bears won against the Browns. They're 10-4. We know we lost the Denver Broncos. We just talked about that. I mean, looking at the injuries here, we know Micah Parsons put on IR on Wednesday, so he's done. They activated Marshawn Lloyd, but they're just going to put him on IR again and give him another 4 weeks because his hamstring is cooked. We know about Christian Watson, did practice in a limited fashion. He is trending towards playing. Josh Jacobs is expected to play, even though he hasn't been practicing at all. He's more of he doesn't practice during the week. He doesn't really need it, to be honest.
That's true. John Williams is alive and well. Practiced in a limited fashion for the first time ever.
It was literally his first time ever, too. That is an important thing to note. Like, legitimately, he hadn't done anything at all since he was drafted.
Williams with an MCL sprain, which is not ideal, so he might miss this week or a couple weeks.
Yeah, but he says I'm gonna play. I mean, are you confident of Bullard in the slot? Or sorry, at safety?
I would keep Bull in the slot where he's good at. Like Zane Anderson could stopgap there for sure, or like Kitano Ladapo. Like you don't need to risk it with Williams. But like Zach Tom still not practicing.
I'm trying to block that out of my mind right now.
Yeah,
just because of how infuriating it is that you know what they're doing. They're rotating
Morgan at right guard now today, or not right guard, right tackle.
Yeah, with Kennard. Like, come on, what are we doing here, people?
They're just trying to find their best five, and it's irritating when their best five is staring them in the face, and they can't seem to see it.
Like, Kennard is better than, in my opinion, Kennard is better than Sheed.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a question.
No.
I think Kennard's better than Sheed. Go rotate Morgan at the left tackle. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I can get on my soapbox early here today, apparently.
Wiley's still in concussion protocol. He probably won't play. On the bright side, LVN and Dontavian Wicks were limited today. Savion Williams is limited as well. Kennard's dealing with a neck injury, apparently, and is limited. But Brenton Cox, Matthew Golden, Jordan Love, all full participants.
Yeah, Brenton Cox Jr. is going to take, Brenton Cox Jr., he's going to take LVN's spot, or not LVN's
Micah's
spot. Micah Parsons, yeah. He'll take Micah Parsons' spot Friday. They usually like to wait the last minute to activate those guys anyways. He'll take Micah Parsons' spot, putting Marshawn Lloyd on the roster so they can stick him back on IR.
So he could come back if they make a playoff run.
Yeah, in 4 weeks, if his other hamstring doesn't fall off.
True. Looking at the Bears side, like you mentioned earlier, before I kind of finished out the Packers injuries, Luther Burden and Rome Odunze, both DNPs through 2 days of practice with ankle and foot injuries respectively.
Odunze has a fracture in his foot. That is important to note.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah,
that's definitely not ideal for a running back.
Odunze?
Yeah.
Wide receiver.
And a wide receiver. Oh, it's been a long day. They haven't activated Tremaine Edmonds onto the roster yet, but they've activated his practice window, and he's been limited these past 2 days.
Do you think he goes?
Edmonds? Maybe. Possibly.
Yeah.
I think he has a good shot of going, yes.
Because they tried that with Kyler Gordon, and that did not work.
Or was it Jalen? No, Kyler Gordon, because he went back on IR, I think.
Yeah, with a groin injury. And they rushed him back. I felt like they did. And I know linebackers a little bit different there. So I don't know.
I think that's a bad injury to have for a linebacker.
True. Yeah, that is true. Both squads here, you're dealing with notable absences. Obviously, we are dealing with some that are a little bit more significant. But when you're dealing with a young quarterback in a new system, potentially not having two of your long-term weapons, I'll call them, because I don't think that DJ Moore is a long-term weapon there. It's going to be interesting to see how this is going to affect the coaching scheme for our defense and Ben Johnson's offense.
Yeah, what do you think the shots are that Luther Burden plays? Because if Rome's got a fractured foot, it's probably better that they shut him down for a while, just for his like long-term health.
Yeah, that's what they talked about, keeping him healthy for him from himself, in essence, is what Ben Johnson said. Ben Johnson was kind of shy about Burden. I feel like he's going to have to get 1 day in of practice, at least in a limited capacity.
Okay.
And I believe that he's dealing with a high ankle sprain.
Ooh, those aren't pleasant.
Yeah. And so when that's the case, like my gut's telling me he plays. I think I wouldn't be shocked if he shows up limited on Friday. Yeah, today
Mhm.
on Friday.
It's just Thursday, and then they call it, I think,
Oh yeah.
because it's a
Ooh,
Saturday game. So
man. That's right. I don't know then. Yeah. Yeah, because it's man. I would say it's probably 65-35. 65-35.
okay,
35% chance he plays, 65% chance he doesn't
we'll
because it's
we'll
a
have
Saturday game.
we'll have a bunch of game time decisions though on our side, like Watson and Jacobs. So
I think they play.
they probably will. Gladly avoided the worst for both of them today in the previous game. So
I did watch a little bit of footage from Watson in practice and such, and he looked like he was moving fine for somebody who left the Denver stadium in an ambulance
mhm.
just to make sure he didn't have any dislocated or cracked ribs. So my understanding of it is he's working through it. It seems like he's had a good week of practice so far. So I do think Watson plays. How do you think Green Bay is going to play with Watson and Golden now? Because it sounds like Matt LaFleur.
Has realized what he has in Golden, and is like, this guy's
Yes.
good. You're not going to see Dobbs on the field as much.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
No, I genuinely think it's true. Wicks is better in the slot. It's too dangerous for Golden to be there based off previous injury history. I think it also just isn't who he is as a receiver. So you're going to see Watson is the established X receiver, and I will go as far as to say as the wide receiver one in this offense because he is just that good. He is the X. You will get a rotation of Jaden Reed and Dontavian Wicks in the slot, and then that'll leave Golden as a Z. You could see a mix of Romeo in there as well, depending on down and distance, or like if it's in the red zone.
Yeah, I could see him popping in a big-bodied wide receiver
Yeah.
there, like Romeo. Hmm.
Also during like run plays as well, Romeo offers you more as a blocker than Matthew Golden does at the current moment. And then like Wicks will rotate in depending on like the play and everything. But I think that'll firmly be situationally like your top three will be Watson, Golden, and Reed, which is just like killer speed on the field there.
Good luck, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. About to have flashbacks to 2 weeks ago.
Did you see the tweet that Rappaport put out? And it's like,
Yes.
it leaves CJ Gardner-Johnson, who has been a revelation in the slot with Kyler Gordon being out. And then everyone was quote tweeting, a revelation to what?
Let Christian Watson fly by him.
A
Like,
revelation.
that's about it.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I don't really know. I mean, because you can run. Matt LaFleur has run Christian Watson out the slot.
It's just going to be purely matchup based. Like they're going to try and avoid Jalen Johnson because he's Jalen Johnson and he's a good corner. I'll give him his flowers for that. Whoever is across from him or whoever's opposite of CJ Gardner-Johnson is just going to be like, he's just going to get picked on the whole time.
I don't think they're going to shy away from Jalen Johnson, though. You know why? They went after.
They did go after PS2 quite aggressively.
Yes, they did. I was like, whoa, chill, guys. Like, oh my goodness. Go after the other guy, Riley Moss.
I think a part of it too is the battle up front, our D line versus their O line. Who do you think is going to step up in Micah's absence?
Man, why you got to put me in the spot? Baron Sorrell. Just kidding. You don't have to put me on the spot. I already know who it's going to be.
I would never do such a thing. No, it makes
I
for
already
good
know who it's
podcasting.
gonna be.
You think Barron?
Yes, I do. I bet money, Baron. I'm actually not a betting man, but I think Baron Sorrell is going to be. I see him having a Josh Sweat type career. That's definitely my comp for him. I think that this is going to be a seize the moment for him, where the Packers are going to be like, all right, we can move on from Rashawn Gary in the offseason and JJ Enagbare because we got LVM, we got Baron Sorrell. We got this guy by the name of Colin Oliver. We're good to go.
Don't forget BC Jr.
If they bring him back. But I do like, you and I both are big Brenton Cox Jr. fans.
I think they'll bring him back because he's cheap and I like an RFA. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
So-
he's not an ERFA though. He's an RFA.
Yeah.
You could like low round tender him or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I digress here. Yeah, I think that this is a prime moment for Bernström, who has that speed, who's been in the system here. I think that with Brenton Cox Jr., he's coming back. I believe he is healthy, but it's still you're going to be playing real game snaps now. I'm kind of interested to see how it's going to work out. Like, what kind of pressure are they going to bring? Because they do have a decent tight end group.
Well, I mean, last year, Brenton Cox got us a couple sacks on Caleb in the Bears games.
That is true. He does have.
But that was the worst offensive line. What I think hopefully you'll see more this time is more stunts, but we don't really have like Warren will try his best, but he's not the most athletic defensive tackle to keep up with Caleb on TE stunts.
And then you're kind of worried about too them establishing the run because that's what they want to do for
Mhm.
Caleb Williams. They really want to make Caleb Williams' life as easy as possible. And in order for that to happen, like they have to run they have to run the ball. And I know that Hafley knows that. And I'd say we've had some issues, would you say? Recently? It's kind of felt
Yeah.
like it's felt like it's just been a little bit different here. I don't know, recently.
Yeah, but I think Hafley will be all season, like the Micah thing. Yes, it's a bad loss, but all off season he was preparing the defense to be without Micah, and then
That is
Micah
true.
got added in like a week before the season started, and so he just changed everything. But he still has everything else prepared. Like he prepared for a Micah-less defense, and then was
Yeah.
pleasantly surprised by a trade. So.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true. I think in regards to like Caleb Williams and in like the passing game, I'd like to quote a gentleman, perhaps you've heard of him, LaShawn McCoy.
Yes.
So one of the things I kind of said about Caleb Williams, and I said this before I even listened to LaShawn McCoy, I've said this to you both on and off the podcast. I've said this to other people too in private. When I watch, this is LaShawn McCoy now. When I watch him, Caleb Williams, and I watch the passing concepts they give him, it's super simple. And I've said that to you. So it makes me believe, can he really read the defense well? And I said this too. When I watched him in college, it's the same thing. He's a great college player. He gets in the pros, and I'm still questioning how well he understands the game as far as reading coverages. I don't think Caleb Williams is that great at reading coverages. And the reason is, as I've said that, is because of how poorly he handles good safeties paired with good linebackers. If you're Jeff Hafley, you need to do a better job this game disguising coverage.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he's good at reading coverages. And when I watch him play, he only plays from an athleticism standpoint. And that was the same thing last game. Last game, he was not reading the defense. That's not what he was doing. He was escaping and extending the play and waiting for somebody to get open, kind of a thing. It's more, I don't want to call it backyard football, but
And that'll
it's-
be difficult if your top two receivers are down.
yeah.
So,
Yes, and I trust Edrin Cooper more in coverage than I do Quay Walker, which is fine. But I mean, just send Quay Walker on a blitz anyways.
yeah, just let Quay be
You
the
know?
wrecking ball.
Yeah.
Because when you
Like,
see him blitz, he can take out the center and the guard. at the same
Yes, he
time.
can. Yeah.
He might like kill himself
That's
in the
gonna-
process, but he'll do it.
Whatever. Hey, get her done. You know.
Mhm.
What is it you said? This Packers team needs to prove they are. What was
Hard
the
to
Georgia
kill?
slogan?
Hard to
Hard
kill.
to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hard to kill. That's what Quay needs to do. That hard to kill. Take them all out, kind of a thing. It is going to be interesting though, because obviously we knew how the second half of the Packers game went. We did Packers Bears game went. We won 21.
No,
28,
27.
right?
20. We won 28-21.
Yeah, 28-21. 28-21. And we won on a last second touchdown, which I think we would have won in overtime. That's just my opinion, but we didn't let it get there because Keyshawn Nixon did something right.
Last
Once.
second interception, not touchdown.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. Last second. Yeah.
Just clarification for good podcasting.
Sometimes I get ahead of myself there a little
Mhm.
bit. What do you think Ben Johnson is going to try to exploit here? Is it going to be the pass rush?
maybe the pass rush, yes. Like there'll be an obvious lack of production without Micah, but I'm looking at guys like LVN, Baron Sorrell kind of step up.
Mm-hmm.
With the Bears game, LVN didn't play, right? Or
No, he did not. I don't think so.
Or he did just in a limited capacity? No,
he did not play.
Oh.
He did not play. The last time he played was week 12 versus Minnesota, and he only played 6 snaps.
Okay, yeah.
And before that, it was week 6.
Mm-hmm.
So he played roughly, he only played 22 snaps against Denver.
Okay, yeah. So LVN's getting back healthy. I look to him to step up because he is quick. He is quick.
He is deceptively quick for a dude his size. Absolutely.
And he's a pretty good mover, got some good bend. Like you see why he was drafted 13th overall.
And let me ask you this question first. What do you think is more important if you're Ben Johnson? Okay. Letting Caleb Williams get out of the pocket or keeping him in the pocket?
So I'm going to kind of answer that question and kind of not answer that question at the same time. It's going to be keeping Caleb Williams within structure of the play. And
good luck.
So if that structure of the play is a designed rollout, he's right-handed, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if it's a designed rollout to his right on play action to get him out of the pocket and kind of seeing more, that's fine. But just keep him within the structure of the play for Ben Johnson. That's how you really see Caleb's true talent there. What he's going to try to exploit, I think, will be a bit of the run game. Even though our edge rushers are still good at defending the run, if Evan Williams can't go at the second level, that is quite the loss for run defense.
Yeah, that is going to be definitely interesting to see.
Zane Anderson.
Real person.
Is a good tackler. Not quite the same willing tackler that Evan Williams is. You look towards Bullard in the slot more. Definitely playing with the same physicality.
Yeah, he definitely, yeah. I mean, he sniffs out those screenplays especially.
Yeah, you just need to, for the Packers defense, you want to stop the runs before they get to the second level. That's kind of like the goal. Also,
yes.
I think, yes, the defense might start to give up more explosive plays, but that'll be by design because they're going to start to look more aggressively, blitz a little more, because they're going to have to find a way to get the sack and pressure production without Micah.
You know what I also think? There is a gentleman who we picked up off of waivers from Seattle who hasn't played in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, he'll go this week. They'll probably
it's a little bit of a
Jordan Riley's time is done.
Has he been here 3 weeks?
This is his third game, but they can sit him inactive this game and then let him go. I think it is definitely time for Quinton Bohanna. He's up to speed.
I think he could low-key be a subtle X factor here against the run.
Yeah. No, I totally see that now. I agree with you for sure.
I understand where you're coming from with keeping Caleb Williams within the structure of the design. I somewhat disagree, but the only reason let me preface this. I somewhat disagree, but it's going to depend on what Jeff Hafley does. If Jeff Hafley wants to win this football game, and I said this earlier, you disguise coverage. But on top of that, there's another thing you need to do, is you need to keep him contained within the pocket. What you're dealing with here is basically a better Jalen Hurts with a better arm.
Yeah, also faster, but sure.
Yeah, and that's why you got to keep him. That's why you got to keep him in the pocket. You know what I mean? Try to prevent him from extending plays. Keep him contained. Let him, because I mean, we saw it when he throws. I mean, he may complete one pass for 1 out of 3 passes, and the other 2 are wild. And I don't think we're going to miss as many interceptions again like we did versus Denver. So if you're Ben Johnson, I think that you are going to design rollouts earlier to kind of get the games to your speed while relying on the run. Because if you're keeping him in the pocket too long, Caleb's going to make a mistake. But that's going to depend on, like I said, if Hafley is going to do a better job at disguising. That's realistically the strategy behind it. I know we kind of had hinted at the X factors. Who do you think for us is going to really determine which way this game's going to go? Besides the obvious Jordan Love.
Our defensive line. Hopefully they'll play reinvigorated. I
hope they play with a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah, that's. I think part of it too will be whoever is right tackle this week. If it's not Zach Tom.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh no. Well, I shouldn't say oh no. I don't even know why I'm saying oh no. I like I like Darian Kennard. I think he's solid.
I think like Darian Kennard is solid, but he's not Zach Tom, and that echoes across the offensive line when you see protection designs kind of slide away from Rasheed Walker when they're supposed to slide towards Rasheed Walker. And so that makes Rasheed Walker's mistakes much more glaring.
We saw what happened
in the second half of Denver
last week.
So,
yeah, second half of Denver. I think that's when they got his sack was the second half of Bears too, where Montez Sweat bulldozed him down, and Aaron Banks had to try and go save his butt again.
Yeah, I've talked about the speed to power transition that kills him.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, who do you think gonna I know we talk about who's gonna pressure Caleb. I think it's gonna have to be a committee. And
we're on our defense, we've got defensive line by committee and cornerback by committee.
But I honestly would not mind a hockey rotation this game or a defensive tackle.
In preseason, that's what I said that they were trying to do. Remember if we go back to our first episode?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I actually do remember that now. Micah, but you just can't take. It's just really hard to want to take Micah Parsons.
No, I know. But we recorded that one pre-Micah for like 36 hours before it actually happened.
That is true. Yeah, that was crazy.
I mentioned how they ideally wanted like hockey line change people through like down and distance and just to kind of keep everyone fresh, and they had the like personnel to do it. I think they vastly still do, even though like Wyatt went down and everybody. The people who are healthy can still do it. I would like to see less of Colby Wooden on the field, although I think your starting defensive tackles this game, this might be a hot take, or the starting D-line should be Rashawn Gary for his 5 snaps, Warren Brinson, Quinton Bohanna, and then LVN. And then you rotate in Sorrell and Enigbari. And then on like third and obvious passing downs, I'd say try and get Brenton Cox in there if he's good to go. So
and like you said, especially if you're on obvious passing downs, you rotate Carl Brooks.
Yes. You rotate him in instead of Quinton Bohanna because you like what Warren gives you as a pass rusher along with Carl Brooks, and Warren can still hold like the point of attack if they decide to run on obvious passing downs.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be it for them. I mean, for Chicago, who are you kind of looking out for? Obviously, we know the likelihood of Luther Burden going is slim. Rome Odunze, I'm just going to say is out. That's my anticipation of it. Obviously, like DeAndre Swift is dealing with a groin injury as well.
He's not listed? Oh wait, no, he is.
Yes, he was.
That just popped up. Sorry, it does say groin.
Yeah, so that's actually a thing to keep an eye on.
Still have Monungai, who's honestly got more work than Swift did the first time we played. So
yeah, but they like that. They like the committee.
Yeah, I know. That's a Detroit line, like Ben Johnson thing that he carried over.
So if Luther Burden can't go and Rome Odunze can't go, you're looking at Zacchaeus and Jahade Walker
and DJ Moore. He's still alive in there.
Yeah, and DJ Moore for your. I just meant like replacing Odunze and Luther Burden, and obviously like Devin Duvernay, but he's primarily your kick returner. I'd say they're probably lean on Cole Kmet and obviously Loveland a lot more.
Probably, yes.
Than they would their wide receiver core. Who are you kind of looking at, like X factor wise? Because like I know who I'm looking at immediately when it comes to Chicago as who this game is going to rely on.
Well, Caleb, obviously.
Yeah, that's the only answer. I think that's the only correct answer.
Probably whoever steps up at wide receiver or like pass catcher. I'll just say whoever becomes the prominent pass catcher because I can't predict that, certainly. And then on their defensive side, I would say either Gervin Dexter or Montez Sweat. If they can disrupt the kind of like makeshift offensive line right now and really pressure Love.
Yeah, I think Austin Booker too. Another one that Chicago seems to really like. But yeah, who's gonna step up there for sure. I mean, and I'm not like, do you think they still blitz as much?
They probably won't think they have to, but they might. Who's their defensive coordinator again?
Former
Allen, right?
Saints,
yeah.
Saints head coach Dennis Allen. Yeah,
he likes to get blitzy a little now and then.
He does a little bit, to say the least, and he likes to do it with C.J. Gardner Johnson.
Yeah, he would. It's not like any like exotic blitz looks really. It's everyone crowds the line. It's very Brian Flores-esque.
Yeah, it's with less confusion. Though.
Yeah.
Like you can genuinely recognize it. And I know Jordan Love's pretty good at that. It's gonna be interesting to see what Matt LaFleur does. I'm hoping Zach Tom takes a perk or something like that when we get perk Tom again. Fingers crossed.
I just want him to stay healthy. I would rather him rather him miss a game and be fine for the playoffs than play this game and play hurt throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah. And to your point, I mean, that is kind of the biggest thing. I mean, we've taken a look here, got the injuries down. We looked at the strategy. We talked about some X factors. I want to talk about our bold predictions because I think you have a quote unquote bold prediction and a first for the podcast.
Yeah, I hate that I'm doing this one, but given everything that's happened of late, like I hope the team. Actually, no, you start, and then I'll do my thing. Do you want to? We'll do players first and then score. Yeah,
we'll do players first. So I am going with. Gonna sound bold here, and I'm going with a Nate Hobbs game.
That is bold. That is bold.
I do think Nate Hobbs can play well around the slot, and I think that they're going to end up moving Bullard back to strong safety. He can still do his stuff at the line of scrimmage. You and I both know he played there at Georgia too as
Hobbs,
well.
No,
so not Hobbs.
Bullard.
Bullard.
Oh yeah, okay, sorry.
Bullard. Yeah, Bullard played there at Georgia. I think Hobbs plays well in the slot. He's a bigger slot too as well, which will help against the run game. I think that's important. And I think Hobbs matches up in the slot nicely against like when they want to run DJ Moore out of there, when they want to run if they run Luther Burden, but like if they run bigger guys out of the slot, specifically, I know they like to run DJ Moore there from time to time. I have a lot more confidence in Nate Hobbs playing out of the slot than I do Nate Hobbs playing at boundary corner this year.
Okay.
So I am going with Nate Hobbs, and because last game in his 10 snaps, I liked what I saw, but that's not saying much considering the corners around him. I did not like anything that I saw.
Yeah, it's not
the bar
hard
was set
to,
pretty low.
Stick out in that corner group.
And then for my offensive player, I'm doing this even though I'm probably going to regret it, but it's time for Matthew Golden.
Oh, we've cursed him.
It is.
That's it. He's not playing.
No,
Saturday.
it's time.
It's over. Everyone wrap it up.
It is time for Matthew Golden. Matt LaFleur got up and preached to the world. Man, I gotta get him more involved. Well, what is it Matt LaFleur said a couple weeks ago, a month or two ago? Scared money don't make money.
That was like
Last
years
time
ago.
Matt LaFleur. Or was it years ago? I don't even remember at this point. I thought it got reiterated again. So that's why. I thought it got reiterated again.
No, we just quoted all the time.
He needs to put his money where his mouth is. Get Matthew Golden the ball. Get that man the ball. I don't care if you got to run a diversion to Watson and just let Golden do his yak ability. Do it. Get Golden the ball. Don't get him on a jet sweep. None of that stupid stuff. Let Jaden Ray do that. Golden ball the other ways. Those are my two players.
All right. So my two players defensively, Xavier McKinney. You highlighted how Caleb doesn't play well against great safeties, and I'm hoping that McKinney actually gets his hands on one this time or this week. And offensively, I think you're looking at Musgrave to step up as a tight end with Wiley possibly not playing due to concussion. And then that would leave Fitzpatrick? It would be Musgrave and Fitzpatrick left, borrowing a practice squad call-up.
Yeah.
Which I don't know who they have on the roster.
I feel like we would have seen something right now. We are both putting ourselves out there this week.
Yeah. Hopefully a touchdown. Actually, I just hope he stays on his feet.
A touchdown.
And defensively, McKinney gets an interception, kind of shuts Caleb down. And here is where it gets bold for me.
I know.
Yes, I'd like this team to be resilient and show who they are. And to, quote unquote, as Matt LaFleur likes to say, wake up with their piss hot. However, I think on a shorter week, everything that has happened might be a little too much to overcome. And in which case, the score is 24-21 for the Chicago Bears.
I'm not going to be a Debbie Downer.
Hey, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I hate that I have to do this, but this is
Doomer boomer.
This is what I'm think. This is how I'm thinking it goes. So
I'm going to be a hoper. I'm going to bring the hopium. I'm going to bring the hopium.
Hey, I could be wrong. They wake up, they roll over the Bears. I think that Matt LaFleur will kind of show a little more than he did the first time because you don't play him again in 10 days. So
that's kind of my thought process is I think Matt LaFleur has Ben Johnson's quote up on his college wall, up on his office wall. And I think he sits in his office every day and looks at that. I thoroughly enjoy beating Matt LaFleur twice a year. I don't know him like that. I'm going to say that anyways. And so I legitimately think, I bet this whole team has that quote plastered all over the place for this game. Just to remember what he said. I think the Packers are going to win. I have no emotion, I have no logical reason to think that. I mean, all the injuries, stuff like that, there's no logical reason. If this team wants to be hard to kill, you need to beat the Bears twice. You need to beat them the second time. And I think that this team, especially if Christian Watson is playing, Jordan Love is your quarterback, I think this football team wins 27-23. I think it comes close. I think it's a close game again. But I think Matt LaFleur, like you said, he's going to have a couple other, some other stuff up his sleeve. And I think that golden ticket, getting some puns out here. I think that's going to be the golden ticket.
Well, that's our episode title. If they win, the Green Bay Packers and the golden ticket,
dude. And let's hope we can celebrate a win. Like the Denver game. I won't be surprised if we lose. You're going into Chicago.
It's gonna be cold.
I do think that PM, man, it's a late game.
Yeah, okay.
It's gonna be a late game, which means injuries are going to. Sunday is or Saturday. High of 41, low of 22.
What is that in Celsius?
That's your weather forecast. Oh
yeah.
Man, that's right. Negative
okay,
6.
So that is cold.
That's cold. High of 5.
So that is cold in both of our temperatures.
All the Canadian listeners are going to be like, you adjusted for me. Thank you. Well, that is all for today, folks. Let's hope we come out with a Packers victory in spite of a Parsons going on IR. I am excited as we kind of get in the playoffs here. We're going to be looking at more draft stuff moving forward too as well, especially as that season draws near and as players are going to be declaring for the draft here. But until next time.
To Packers fans coast to coast, thanks for going beyond the frozen tundra. We appreciate you tuning in. And as always, go Pack Go!